The hardest word in the English language is no. N-O. That tiny two-letter word that women struggle to say. Learning to say no is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. And today we're gonna tackle it and master it together. So stick around because by the end of this video, you're gonna be a no ninja. Hey y'all, I'm Mick and I empower women to be anything and do everything they desire without the guilt. Aren't you all tired? Not just physically drained, but emotionally exhausted? The constant pull, the endless requests, the unspoken expectations. You're the go-to person, the problem solver, the emotional crutch. Aren't you tired of always saying yes? Now, why do you suppose though that it's so hard for us to say no? I get all the reasons why we say yes. I understand that people pleasing plays a massive factor, right? I get that somehow the idea that to be loved, we must somehow be available and accommodating and selfless to others. Of course, we want to be helpful because we're kind people and that's kind of a nice thing to do. But I've actually got a deeper theory that I want to share with y'all that I think it goes a little bit under the surface, right? I think we're saying yes to things and it's less about people pleasing and more about a deep, deep desire wanting to be needed. I think many women do for others for pure validation, to feed into some sort of self-worth. It literally validates us as, hey, if we do for others, that means we must be a good person. We're a helpful friend, a supportive partner, and we love all these labels. The problem with this approach, that's saying yes for validation, is that it never fills us up, ladies. Because at the core, it still is missing something. Because seeking validation from the wrong place is a dead end. But we keep hoping, so we keep saying yes, until of course we're burnt out and then shit hits the fan. Now I also think another reason we say yes, FOMO. We have this real fear of missing out. Not wanting to miss out though, if you think about it, really stems from a deep insecurity. So we say yes to everything, which of course is unrealistic and just leads to disappointing so many people, including ourselves. Finally, I have discovered that many women in my circle say yes as a shield. See, we love being busy as women. That's one of our favorite answers. We're busy, I'm busy. And busy really gets us off the hook from facing our own shit. Because if we're so busy doing for others, we can't possibly focus on ourselves. So saying yes to others gives us an excuse to neglect the things that we should be doing for ourselves. So I'm here honestly to call bullshit. I want you to stop being like everybody's errand girl, right? I want you to start focusing on yourself. And this is part of the BAID mindset. If you want to be anything and do everything, you've got to start saying no, ladies. And the faster you learn to say no, the faster you're going to learn to say yes to yourself, to your dreams, to your wants and desires. Now, I know it's going to be hard at first because of course it is. We're used to saying yes to everything, but I promise once you start doing it, it gets much easier. It's like flexing a muscle, right? The more you do it, the stronger you get. You've got to remember that saying no is not about rejecting others. It's about honoring yourself. And let's be honest, if you don't respect your own time, who the heck's gonna do it? No one else is gonna show up to respect your time. So you've gotta protect yourself. So how do we do this? Here are a few tips that I think that really help give you the empowerment to start saying no. First, be clear and direct, but you can also do it with kindness. So instead of beating around the bush, just state your answer. For example, if someone asks you to take on extra work, you can just simply say, I'm sorry, I'm unable to take any extra work right now. Period. That's it. You don't have to expand. You don't have to explain. Number 2, use the power of pause. I can't tell you how much this saves me because I tend to say yes to everything myself, right? I get asked to do a lot of things and I'm a yes girl too, but I'm really learning how to pause. So when you're put on the spot and you aren't sure how to respond, give yourself permission to pause. You can say something like, hey, let me check my schedule. I'll get back to you. I'll circle back with you. This gives you the time that you really need to think about if you really want to do it or not. It protects you from overcommitting. Tip number 3, offer an alternative. Sometimes it's really hard for us to say no to our really good people and our friends and family. We just cannot do it all, ladies. So just offer an alternative. For instance, if someone asks you to like, hey, can you help me move out this weekend? Just be like, in your head, like, I can't spend an entire day helping you move out. How about I come over later with this, pizza, and I help you unpack a few boxes? So you're saying yes, but only to a segment of it. Another thing that I really want you guys to start incorporating is using I. When you're saying no to people, make sure you focus on I statements. Saying no using I statements to keep the focus on your needs and decisions. For example, instead of saying, you're asking so much of me lately, try saying, right now I can't take this on. This approach really avoids any accusations and arguments, and honestly, a lot of hassles. Keeps it super clean, period, end of story. And lastly, you've got to stop apologizing excessively. While it's polite to be apologizing, you do not need to feel guilty for setting boundaries. Over apologizing can undermine your message and make you feel like you have something, like you're doing something wrong, when all you're doing is taking care of yourself. Don't do it. Lastly, I will warn you, if you're a yes person, people around you aren't going to like you starting to say no. They're going to be like, what the heck? You're always helping me out. So you've got to be ready to recognize some manipulation tactics. Listen to this. Though it might start making you feel guilty or like playing the victim, don't let them sway you with emotional manipulation. This is a tricky thing, so be really mindful of this and stick to your nose. Remember, it is not your job to please everyone at the expense of your well-being. Come on, ladies, we can do better and be better. I want to hear from you. Are you using no as a disguise to feed your own insecurity? And or what's the hardest thing you've had to say no to lately, and how did it make you feel afterwards? Drop your stories in the comments below and let's support each other in this journey of owning our no's. If you enjoyed this video, stick around and check out this one on the 5 things women need to stop normalizing now. Until next time, remember, your no is just as powerful as your yes. So use it wisely. Till next time, bye.